Just ahead on CTV News tonight, warming up your car on a cold, frosty morning, leaving it unattended could cost you.
Prince George's Police has a message to car owners tonight. I'm Katara Jones. I'll have all the details coming up on CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. Well, some motorists feel that leaving a car running unattended is no big deal. That is until they come outside and the car is gone. Prince George's Police say too many people make that big mistake. CTV's Katara Jones is in Mitchellville with more.
Don't leave your cars unlocked and running. That's the message from Prince George's Police tonight. The department says during the colder months, they see an uptick in car thefts due to unattended vehicles.
One of the main reasons we say don't leave your vehicle unattended is partly because it leaves an opportunity for criminals to come and steal your vehicle as you run back inside to keep warm or gather more items. I would say if you're going to warm up your vehicle, you might want to just sit inside and warm up your vehicle. Also, do not leave your kids in the vehicle. A lot of times, people might be running into 7-Eleven or something like that. Or even running into a gas station and they might leave their kids in the car with the vehicle running. A lot of these people, they're not paying attention. They're going to hop into the car because it's an opportunity. They're not paying attention and there's kids in the car, and the next thing you know, we're also looking for your children. So safety first.
Prince George's Police also want to urge drivers to not leave valuable items like electronics or wallets visible in their car. Katara Jones, CTV News.
Thank you, Katara. Well, in College Park today, voters headed to the polls for the second and final day of early voting. This was the scene this morning at the voting location at City Hall in College Park, where polls opened at 8 o'clock this morning. Residents are electing a mayor and 8 district council members. Mayor Fazlul Kabir is running unopposed. He spoke with CTV about the issues voters are talking about.
So they're mainly talking about the development that's going on Route 1. They're a little worried about that the city has been growing too fast, which is a kind of, on one hand, we need economic development to increase our tax base, but on the other hand, we need to preserve the residential neighborhoods, and we need to bring more amenities to our community.
Polls close tonight at 7. Election Day in College Park is set for this Sunday. And in Greenbelt, residents head to the polls on Tuesday, November 7th. Greenbelt has several city council seats up for grabs. Polls there will open at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Tuesday, November the 7th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., there will be 11 candidates running for city council. All the positions are at large, so voters can vote for up to 7 members of council on Tuesday. It's not too late to vote by absentee ballots. We're going to be accepting applications all the way up to the day of the election, but you have to turn in your ballot by 6 p.m. on the day of the election.
Greenbelt residents 16 and older are eligible to vote in city elections. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Coming up, the county animal shelter is experiencing a cat virus outbreak. We'll have that story and more after the break. Stay tuned.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. That you can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
An elderly woman is assaulted and carjacked, and police say there is a suspect in this incident. It happened at around 8 o'clock last night on the 7100 block of Temple Hill Road in Camp Springs. Police say the suspect stabbed the victim, then stole her car. At last word, the woman, who was in her 70s, was in critical but stable condition. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to contact the police. And it's that time of year again. Open enrollment for health care plans is underway. In Maryland, those who are eligible can get health coverage through Maryland Health Connection. Nationwide, more than 16 million Americans signed up under the Affordable Care Act in 2023, which is the highest number of Americans to ever enroll, bringing the number of uninsured to an all-time low. According to Governor Wes Moore, Marylanders saved on average $320 a month on premiums.
Maryland Health Connection offers residents a one-stop shop to explore health insurance plans, compare rates, and determine eligibility for financial help to reduce your cost of health coverage. Once you and your family have selected one of the private health plans that meet your needs, you may enroll directly through the Maryland Health Connection. And in fact, 9 of the 10 people who enrolled last year received savings. All plans cover doctor visits, prescriptions, mental health services, vaccines, preventative screenings, and more.
And to enroll in a plan, go to marylandhealthconnection.gov. The enrollment period ends on January 15th. Well, the University of Maryland is updating its quarantine policy. According to the Baltimore Sun, UMD will now allow students who test positive for COVID and who live at the university to quarantine on campus. The university's previous policy requires students to quarantine off campus for 5 days. Under the new rules, students that test positive must tell their roommates of their recent diagnosis. And Democrat Juan Dominguez is among those running for a U.S. Senate seat to replace Ben Cardin, and he says he has big plans. Dominguez, who announced his candidacy in early September, is calling for a $30 an hour minimum wage, and he proposes to tax the ultra-wealthy as a way to pay for it. If elected, he would be Maryland's first Latino representative in the U.S. Senate. Dominguez faces the leading contenders Angela Alsobrooks and David Trone. Simon Buggs now joined us for a preview of sports. What's going on, Simon?
Hey there, Byron, and hey everyone. And coming up, UMD women's basketball coach Brenda Fries gives her thoughts on the start of the season gets closer and closer, and a coaching icon passes away. Stay right there.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Smoldering electrical wires are being blamed for an incident in College Park this morning. Fire crews were called to the Seven Springs apartment complex at 9308 Cherry Hill Road at about 10:45 this morning. Investigators say smoking wires forced some residents out of their units. Pepco was called to turn off all power to the complex so the repairs could be made. And the county's animal management facility experiencing an outbreak of a potentially life-threatening disease in cats. It's called feline distemper. This highly contagious viral disease infects cats, especially kittens, and kills cells including bone marrow and intestines. To minimize the spread of the contagion, the cat nursery room is closed off and cleaning protocols are ongoing in those areas. Feline distemper does not affect humans, but humans can spread it to unvaccinated cats.
Hey everyone, we begin your Thursday sports page with some college hoops news. If the Terps women's basketball team wants to build off of last season, then they're going to need everyone to contribute, especially freshman players. And even though it's going to be an adjustment playing at the college level, head coach Brenda Fries is relying on them to help carry the load.
They've come in and have put their head down and have really understood how hard they've got to work in the weight room as well as in practices, being able to be ready to match the intensity that it takes. I think it's also great, though. They've got, a lot of experience in front of them. So, when you talk about that maturation process, it's going to be there for them. Our schedule is really competitive, so they've got to be patient within that schedule, but at the same point we need each and every one of them. The quicker they can pick up on plays and concepts and our defense and our offense and taking care of the basketball, and the sooner they're going to be able to provide that depth for us.
Coach Freeze also believes that this squad has a lot of potential defensively.
I think the sky's the limit defensively, and you just alluded to it. The length, first and foremost, that's been exciting to be able to watch how we can disrupt, we can dictate. We're very athletic, and then you add the component that we have some size back. When you look at Emma and Allie coming back into the fold, and you see the improvements that Ahawa is making every single day. She's one of the tallest players we've had in the building in a long time. So just that work ethic has been huge, and it's going to give us a lot on the defensive end.
The Lady Terps open up the season versus Harvard on November 6th. Moving on to the PGCC men's basketball team, I got a chance to speak to some players about the impact that head coach Terrell Harris has had on them, and here's what they had to say.
Coach Harris, that's my guy for real. He's really been on me about my development, not just as a player, but as a person. Like, he really was the best for me.
He helped me a lot because he doesn't let any of us slack, not just ourselves, whether it's in the classroom or it's in the court. Coach Harris is always there. If you need someone to call at 3 in the morning because your car broke down or whatever the case may be, Coach Harris answers.
Coach Harris, he's one of my favorite coaches that I've ever had. One of the best coaches I've ever had. He stays on me every day. I can call him no matter the time of day, no matter night, day, early in the morning, it doesn't matter. Coach Harris, I know he's going to be there regardless. So that's one of my favorite coaches. He's a great guy when it comes to my player development and trying to get me into my next school.
Coach Harris and the rest of the Owls will take the court for their first game of the season on Saturday against Northampton Community College. Sticking with college hoops, former coach Bob Knight has passed away. The Hall of Fame head coach, who's most known for his coaching career at Indiana, captured 3 national titles, that is, with the Hoosiers, and won a school record 661 games. Knight was 83 years old. And moving on to the NBA, the Washington Wizards fell to the Atlanta Hawks last night, 130 to 121. They will match up next against the Miami Heat tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And lastly, the Texas Rangers won their first World Series title last night, defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks in 5 games.
So let's talk about Bob Knight for a minute. Big impact there. What was your reaction? How did you find out, first of all?
Yeah, it was a big impact, Byron. I found out through the ESPN app, and this is a big loss for the basketball community because not only did Bob Knight set a standard for excellence in college coaching, I feel like he set a standard for coaching in general. So I definitely think he will be missed.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tommy. Let's get a look now at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 32. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 59. Saturday, mostly sunny. Temps will reach a high of 66 during the day. Sunday, the sunshine sticks around with a high of 67. And that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Simon Bugs.
See you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Tosh. I'm not gonna be home, all right?
But what about the keys? I can't get in.
Look. It ain't like that, all right?
When are you coming back?
I'm in charge right now, Tasha.
I don't understand.
Just feed my birds for me, all right? Later, Tasha.
T.
Tasha, will you come with me, please?
I want to talk to you about T.